Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Airborne Podcast. I'm your host, Ajith, and the second week of returns from the All-Star voting has come back. But we're going to start with the first week because we missed it. But what I can tell you from that first week is that Luka Doncic and Giannis Antetokounmpo were the leading vote getters. And it's crazy because usually LeBron is the one leading by a huge amount of votes by now. But the first week was a little different, and to be led by two international players shows you how the game has grown globally. And I want to give, a shout out to David Stern, condolences to his family, rest in peace, because he had a huge part to play in how this game has grown globally. And he died too soon. He was very well known around the world. He had a huge part to play with what Masai does with the Giants of Africa organization, and he grew it from $165 million, company basically in the NBA. I'm talking about overall, to a $5.5 billion company, which shows you what he did and how much he invested of his life into the game of basketball for everyone else to eat. And you can see now, you can't even find a single team in the league that's worth less than maybe $1 billion, $2 billion. And he was there when the Raptors started their franchise. And he was there when Michael Jordan came into the league. That's when he officially started. He came in and became commissioner in 1984. And he went on till 2014. So the first guy he ever drafted was Hakeem Olajuwon. And the last person he ever drafted was in the 2014 draft. But that was the same draft that Andrew Wiggins was the number one overall pick. Canada's finest. Mr. Air Canada. Nah, I'm just kidding. But he is having a hell of a season this year, though. But back to the All-Star voting. So Luka Doncic did lead the league in votes the first week of returns. He had 1,073,957 votes. Giannis, on the other hand, had 1,073,358 votes. So about 600 and change in difference. Actually, it's 599 to be exact. LeBron James, he had 1,020,851 votes. But the crazy thing about it is if this trend does continue and LeBron doesn't end up being one of the captains, then these teams are going to be pretty stacked. The bittersweet thing about this is that Steph Curry is not in the game and Kevin Durant is not in the game. Klay Thompson is not in the game. So it's going to give other opportunities to other players to get in this year. But can you imagine having everyone healthy in the All-Star game? Just think about it. If Luka Doncic and Giannis end up being captains this year, you got LeBron, you got KD, you got Steph Curry, you got James Harden, you got Klay Thompson, you got Devin Booker, you got Pascal Siakam, you got Jokic, Joel Embiid, Kyle Lowry. All these players are out there. Victor Oladipo, for God's sakes, is coming back. He's not going to be on the All-Star game this year because he's been out for almost a year, but his return should be soon. I think it's January 29th. I think is when he's targeting to come back. But just think about the amount of All-Stars that there are in the league right now and how many amazing players there are. We're not even naming half the people that are on the list, like Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, all these players. I'm going to get into the Raptors votes. So Pascal Siakam in the Eastern Conference has the third most votes in the front court after Giannis and Joel Embiid. He has 544,302 votes. And this is from the first week of the returns. So after I'm done with this, I'm going to get into the second returns. But I don't think anything changed. From what I remember, I think Pascal's still the third leading vote getter for front court players in the Eastern Conference. Kyle Lowry, though. the first week of returns, he only had 154,139. Come on, Raptor fans. Come on, Canadians all around the world. Get your boy some votes. That's a little too low for votes coming from the country of Canada. I know he probably won't be a starter, even though our team is winning, but this is an All-Star game. And Kyrie's barely played this season, but he had 432,481 votes in the first week of returns. And I get it. He's Uncle Drew. He's like an and one player. He's got those and one skills. He's like a Harlem Globetrotter. But I can get why he's getting the votes. He's a fan favorite. You know he's going to kill it in the All-Star game with his ooh-ah moves. His in and outs and all that. Behind the back. It's just, if you guys remember when he was a rookie and he was in the Rising Stars Challenge, you guys know what he did to Brandon Knight. He did him dirty. If you haven't watched that replay, or if you haven't seen that highlight, go watch it. And if you've already seen it, watch it again, because that's how nasty that move was. And he went back running backwards, and he had his finger over his mouth, telling everyone to shh. Derrick Rose, though. Derrick Rose is the fourth leading guard in All-Star votes after the first week with 233,669. Now, do I think he deserves to be an All-Star? Hell no. But I know this All-Star game, and we all know it's happening in Chicago, so everyone wants him to be there on that All-Star team. I think he's in the skills challenge. He's done it before, I think, in his rookie year. But he was definitely a superstar in the making back then. Now, he's still a really good point guard in the league, but he's not anywhere near an All-Star level. He's averaging like 17 points for the Detroit Pistons, but they're irrelevant. They're not even making the playoffs. Those are empty stats. He might be able to get traded to a team and help a contender out, but we don't know yet. Hopefully, Lowry did get more votes in the second week of returns. I don't see Fred VanVleet on this list right now. The guards on this list, I'll name all of them for the Eastern Conference. It's Trae Young leading the way with 443,412 votes. We all know he's going to be a fan favorite because he can shoot from the parking lot. And you got Kyrie Irving, 432,481. Kemba Walker, 432,031 votes. Derrick Rose, 233,669 votes. Zach LaVine, 174,991 votes. You got Ben Simmons, 159,065 votes. Jaylen Brown is leading Kyle Lowry. That is absolute blasphemy. But he has 156,537 votes. Kyle Lowry, 154,139 votes. I know for a fact he's going to make the All-Star team. I mean, we're a top 4 team in the East. We should at least have 2 All-Stars there. It's a stretch to say Fred VanVleet will make it because there's so many good guards in the East right now and just overall in the NBA. But the way he was playing, he was putting up All-Star numbers, whether it was with Kyle Lowry in the lineup or whether it was without him when Kyle Lowry was injured. Bradley Beal, 149,640 votes, and Spencer Dinwiddie had 94,618. There's a case that could be made for Spencer Dinwiddie. He's been balling out with Kyrie out, but if Kyrie is able to come back before the All-Star game, there's no doubt in my mind that he's going to be there. And he'll probably be one of the starting guards, along with Trae Young. And then I think Kemba, Derrick Rose. I don't know if Derrick Rose will make it. It would be nice to see him make it just because he's from Chicago. But at the same time, Chicago traded his ass. So, I mean, do they really care that much? I don't know. Let me know in the comment section who you think should make it and who shouldn't. I honestly think Trae Young, Kyrie Irving, Kemba are going to make it for sure. I think Kyle Lowry's going to make it. Hopefully, if they put Ben Simmons in, I hope he's not a guard. They can put him at the forward position. I mean, him and Jimmy Butler can be in the 4 or 3 and 4 position. I don't get why they got to be guards. Well, I know Jimmy's a small forward now, but they should put Ben Simmons there too. front court, though, after Pascal Siakam, is Jimmy Butler with 431,483 votes. Jason Tatum comes after Jimmy Butler with 364,137 votes. Bro, these guys need to stop voting for players that have no business being in this group, in the tally. Like, you had Zaza Pachulia a few years ago, which made absolute no sense. 2 years in a row. Last year, Luka was crazy on the list, but that's a lot more. That's a little bit more realistic, because you knew he was a really good player. He could have made it last year, but his team wasn't winning, hence why they never gave him the opportunity to be in the All-Star game his first year. I believe the last All-Star to make it in his rookie season was Blake Griffin, but technically that wasn't his rookie season because he was injured when he got drafted for a year. So it was really kind of like his sophomore year. Tacko Fall from the Boston Celtics has 110,000 votes, 110,269 votes. He's literally right behind Jason Tatum in the front court position, and he has more votes than Bam Adebayo, Gordon Hayward, Andre Drummond, who's been dropping 20-20 games all season long, even though they're empty stats because the Pistons aren't winning, like I mentioned earlier, and Domantas Sabonis. He's another beast that's been killing it this season. He should have more votes for sure. Now for the Western Conference team, we got LeBron James leading the way. Then you got Anthony Davis, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, Karl Anthony Towns, Kristaps Porzingis, Nikola Jokic, Carmelo Anthony. I get he's balling, but he ain't an all-star. Yes, I get it. He dropped a buzzer beater he dropped a clutch shot on the Raptors. He killed the Knicks. Actually, no, the Knicks won. What am I saying? He dropped 26 points, but the Knicks won that game, which is absolute trash. And then you got Brandon Ingram and Dwight Howard. But the guards, you got Luka Doncic, James Harden, Damian Lillard, who should make it because he's a guy that can shoot shots from the parking lot. And he's also got the moves like Kyrie and them that are meant for all-star games. But his votes are a lot, the difference between James Harden, the gap between James Harden and Damian Lillard after the first return of votes is almost 550,000. You got Steph Curry. Wow. What kind of disrespect is this? Steph Curry hasn't played in I don't know how long, and the man is still out getting more votes than Russell Westbrook. Steph Curry has 191,149 votes, with Russell Westbrook getting 189,005 votes. You got D'Angelo Russell. After that, Donovan Mitchell, Alex Caruso. Absolutely not. 92,233 votes. He's beating out Devin Booker and Ja Morant's a rookie, but he's going to be an all-star sooner than you know. Definitely not this year because his team's not winning. But he's kind of in the similar situation like Doncic was last year, where he's just killing it, showing people he can play, and he's a bona fide superstar in the making, but he just doesn't have the wins to prove it, Okay, now let's get to the second week of votes. Second week. Oh, yes. King James has got the lead back. So King James takes the throne back from the young players. He's leading the votes in the second week of returns with 3,359,871 votes. Giannis has 3,259,383 votes. Luka Doncic has 3,277,870 votes. So they're all they're all really close. Anthony Davis has 3,124,446 votes. It's really close between LeBron, Giannis, and Luka. But Anthony Davis isn't that far behind Kawhi is at 2,210,539. But the gap between him and Paul George, what the 845,719 for Paul George, and Kawhi has 2.2 million. Are they really that different? Is there really that much of a gap between their talent? Absolutely not. Pascal, 1,730,763 votes. So he's been getting that. He's been getting it, getting all the votes from all of Canada. Jimmy Butler, 1.4 million. Jason Tatum, 1.2 million. Why the hell is Tacko Fall still getting votes? Bro, are you being serious? He went from 110,000 to 544,000. Bro, if you don't get your... He's definitely not going to get in, but... Trae Young is almost at 1.4 million. Same with Kyrie. Kemba's at 1.3 million. Derrick Rose jumped up to almost 1 million. He's at 918,550 votes. And Zach LaVine, 572,022 votes. Kyle Lowry jumped up again as well with 567,896 votes. And Fred VanVleet cracked the top 10. He has 351,391 votes. If you're a Toronto Raptors fan or just a fan of the Raptors in general, anyone who hasn't voted already, go vote for Kyle Lowry, Fred VanVleet, and Pascal Siakam to the All-Star game. They all deserve it. You know, when everyone thought and doubted the Raptors saying they wouldn't be a playoff contender, they are proving no matter who's in this lineup that they are going to bring their maximum effort and put in the work and try to get as many W's as possible and try to be a top 4 seed in the Eastern Conference. And when healthy, this team does look scary. And hopefully we can get our players back in the next couple weeks, because with Philly dropping a few games and Joel Embiid possibly out for the next maybe 2-3 weeks, maybe even a month. He might even miss the All-Star game. There's a chance because he's getting surgery tomorrow, I believe. But with him being out and Philly, there's a possibility Philly could slip. We have a possibility to put a gap between us and them. And Indiana's getting Victor Oladipo back, so that's not a very good sign, because they're going to be even more of a deep team, more of an actual scarier team, a definite dark horse in the Eastern Conference. And Boston has been slipping a bit. Miami slipped a bit, so we have a chance to catch up to them as well. But we got to get it together, and we got to get some bodies back and start piling up some W's. We can't be losing one, winning one, losing one, winning one. It just doesn't work like that. We got to string together like a 5, 6, maybe 8 game winning streak at least once or twice. But I'm going to leave the list here so you guys could check it out, obviously, and you can see who has how many votes and which one of your favorite players are going to make it to the All-Star game. These are just for the starters, obviously. You know, that's when the fan votes really count. The bench players will come after they, announce the starters. And the coaches usually are the ones who vote in the subs. And there's a chance Fred VanVleet could make it to that roster. Kyle Lowry might be able to make it to that roster. Pascal's definitely going to be a starter. There's no doubt in my mind that that's not going to happen. But yeah, let me know in the comment section who your favorite players, who you're looking forward to seeing in the All-Star game. And just think about what I said earlier. Just think about the fact if KD, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, DeMarcus Cousins, all those guys were still healthy. Victor Oladipo, like all these guys. Just think about it. Think how lit the All-Star game would be. And just think about the type of players that wouldn't make it to the All-Star game if those players were back. Or if they never got injured to begin with and they were fully healthy and they all had like outstanding breakout seasons. Kevin Durant's on another team now, so he can't affect anyone on Golden State. And you remember Golden State before KD got there. They won 73 games. Steph Curry went for 400-plus threes that season. He broke out, won back-to-back MVPs. Klay Thompson had 37 points in a quarter against Sacramento, and he basically beat out Kobe for the most points in a quarter. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. We went around the league. We checked out all the players. And We'll be back with the other. When the can't even speak English. I'm speaking Swahili. When the other returns come back the following weeks, we will be back and we will get into those stats and we will talk about it. But till then, make sure, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Only if you want, obviously. I'm not forcing you to, but, if you enjoy my content, if you like hearing me talk about hoops, continue supporting your boy, show your boy that love, and check out my other videos. Till then, we'll be back soon with another video, but stay blessed, stay woke, and peace!